Welcome everyone. This video is going to be very bare bones, and I look to just put the tips, tricks, and tech that I've learned over the past few months playing this character nonstop into one video. I hope that whether you're starting out as Amy or you're looking for some inspiration on how to play this character, there's something here for everyone. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so starting this video off, we're going to take a look at the first trick. It's just going to involve using Amy's cyber swipe to hit the core and the player at the exact same time. And this will create a window in which the enemy is not able to react or use any abilities, which gives you a pretty safe way of getting the core through them. Now, one of the more common ways to use this swipe trick is off the wall to score a goal. And the reason it's so effective is because by the time that the core has traveled off the wall and is approaching the enemy, it gives you time to walk up and swipe them. Now, I know there are awakenings that enhance Amy's cyber swipe distance, but for first sets, or if you don't come across any of them, this strategy still works very well. So something like this. So again, they don't have the ability to react, but you did have the ability to get in range by bouncing it off the wall. Now, this next trick also relies around her cyber swipe. And as you can see, if you hold down the ability, you can see the distance in which it can travel. Now, a lot of players use it at its max range, but you can actually use it, for example, right on where you're standing, just like so. And this can be used to get the same double hit effect, whether it is to stun a player and the core at the exact same time, or just get 2 hits off really quickly if you don't have your primary up. This will be better demonstrated in a clip, but it would be something like this. So let's build off of that idea in which Amy can cyber swipe directly in front of her. A really good way to use this is during your core flip. Now, during this few second window time, enemies get pushed back, but they have the ability to walk up again and swipe it. Now, if their timing gets lucky per se, they might send the core back the other direction. But you can secure the area in front of you with your flip to make sure your shot gets past them by using your swipe directly on top of you. And with the speed that the core travels, there's no way that they can get a strike off or an ability in time. Taking a look at this next trick, it's going to have its advantages and its disadvantages, but overall, I find it works very, very well. And what you're going to do is you're going to set up Amy's Firewall Sentry in between the core and the enemy players, heading off in the direction you are trying to reach. And what this does, it creates this barrier that makes it very difficult for players to cross. Unless they have their elusive meter built up enough to cross it themselves, or if their character has the ability to cross in their kit, such as an Amy cyber swipe like so, it's very difficult for them to actually reach the core as you head it off in the direction you're aiming for. So the first basic tech we're going to show off here involves using Amy's glitch pop to do a backwards pass or backwards reach. And the way this works is because of the core always traveling away from the very center of her glitch pop, you can use it to hit behind you to pass forward. So for example, if the core was heading off in this direction here, we can use the glitch pop to get behind the core to hit it forward. Now, I completely understand if it takes a bit of practice to get used to this one, but once you can start pulling this off consistently in game, it becomes a very useful asset when playing Amy. Another idea or an example of when you can use this same principle with the glitch pop is, let's say that I had a teammate who was sitting up top here who had a free shot down to the net, and I'm not in range to strike the core. What I can do is I can send my glitch pop directly underneath it, like so, to pass straight upwards. Another situation in which you can use your glitch pop, and personally one of my favorites, is through deception, and I'll give you an example of what that looks like. Let's say we're looking to shoot down on the bottom side here, and I can see the goalie's already pathing downwards, and I feel like it's going to be too close for me to shoot and they'll be able to save it. What I can do is I can create a window of stutter, and the way to do that is by setting your glitch pop straight up, wait a little second, and then shoot the core into it, detonate the glitch pop so that the core comes straight back down to you, and then reevaluate your shot. It'll look a little something like this. And what this does is, as most players, they tend to follow where the core is going, they'll hesitate on their goal line for a second, which will give you that extra little room at the bottom that allows you to shoot into the net. Next up on the basic tech list, we're going to take a look at the backwards save, and we're going to use our cyber swipe and our evade, our full evade bar, for this. Now, originally, if you use your cyber swipe to hit the core, it's going to go off into that direction, which you don't want, evidently. However, if you use your cyber swipe to land where you're looking to go, and you use your evade at the exact same time, you can actually stop the core then and there if you do it in quick succession. So if the core is heading off into the net here like so, you're looking to hit it in, you can actually stop it with your evade as you land the cyber swipe. Alright, so next we're going to take a look at core redirecting using Amy's cyber swipe. And just a disclaimer though, however, this is a lot harder to do if you're setting up the move yourself without aerials, super surge, or chrono boost as awakenings, as it allows you to get that extra distance on your secondary. But the whole principle is that you're going to want to land on the core itself with your swipe, so you have to be accurate in where you place this. And what this does, it allows you to actually strike the core once you land the cyber swipe. So if I were to hit the core at the back like so, I don't have the ability to reach the core myself, and so the core would just head off down to the bottom right. However, if I place it so I land directly on top, I can redirect the core to the center of the goal. Okay, so just a quick disclaimer before we get into the advanced text here. Two things. One, these are going to be a little bit more difficult to pull off in game, but when you can, it can be really cool. They're really flashy, they're really fun to do. And secondly, none of these are any tricks or moves that I looked anywhere for. These are things that I have just personally come across when playing this game, and I find them very effective to throw off the enemy. Okay, so the first advanced technique I'm going to show you guys is what I like to call core riding. And just a disclaimer, this is also a lot easier to do if you have missile propulsion or aerials, so something that increases the range of your primary. However, it is still very much doable. What you're going to do is you're going to send the core off into a direction, preferably a little bit forward. And then you're going to send your glitch pop slightly behind it. So you're going to move your mouse slightly behind it. And you do this in really fast succession. You'll end up with a scenario in which the glitch pop kind of follows the core and it'll redirect it last second, which really catches people off guard. So look a little something like this. Alright, so next in line we have a series of moves in Amy's kit that gets the goalie moving up and down. Not sure where to position himself, which gives you a really good scoring opportunity. And so what you're going to do is you're going to send the core upwards, cyber swipe directly onto it, and then use your core flip as you land and then shoot down to the opposite side. Now, evidently this could be done both ways. I just highly suggest you don't go directly at them. This makes it a lot harder for the goalie. So look a little something like this. Next on the advanced technique list is what I like to call the firewall fake out, and it's going to require a bit of timing practice on your part. However, it is very much doable in game. Now, if you were to place your sentry turret straight up or on an angle like so in front of the net, the goalie in charge has a false sense of safety on the bottom, as they're going to automatically gravitate towards the top side where the end of the firewall sentry turret ends, getting ready for the next strike towards them. However, at its base speed, a core strike can actually go directly through the sentry turret. A little something like this. And as the goalie automatically gravitates towards the top, you've got this whole bottom side of the net that is opened up free for the goal to go in. Another advanced technique is going to involve a core flip stun. And the whole process of the move is going to involve a core flip. And then you're going to send your glitch pop out to the enemy, detonate it on top of them, and then at the same time as you detonate your glitch pop, you're going to strike the core in that direction. Now this is very useful if you don't have any option to go around them, up below or wherever, and it'll look a little something like this. This advanced technique is useful if you're stuck at the bottom half playing field with your core flip and you're looking to get a good shot off for the top side. The goalie has good coverage from below, so you can't quite get the angle you're looking for. What you're going to do is you're going to core flip, and then you're going to strike straight upwards, and you're going to glitch pop slightly up and behind you right afterwards like so. And as the core comes down, you're going to detonate the glitch pop so that the core goes to the top half of the net like so. And it'll look a little something like this. For the last advanced technique, it's going to be similar to the previous one, where you're looking for a better shot on the top half of the net if the goalie is blocking the bottom half. Vice versa, of course. What you're going to do is you're going to glitch pop up and slightly behind you, and then you're going to core flip right afterwards, send the core straight up to the side of the glitch pop so that it detonates it straight across. It'll look a little something like this. Alright, so those are all the little tech tricks that I've learned over the past couple months playing this character absolutely non-stop. I hope you learned something new and that these aren't just all replicas of things you've seen in the past. I hope to do another one of these videos in the future if I come across more ideas, things that I think are worth sharing. But for now, I will say goodbye and I'll see you guys in the next one.